Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Joe True Love, here for the final stop on the road to Double or Nothing, Sunday night, May 29th. Rampage last night was good, and speaking of Double Nothing is getting more loaded, perhaps a bit too loaded. I read the tally after Rampage last night. Over 10 matches on the card. And, it's still going to be a very good pay-per-view, but looks a bit bloated, I'd say. And I think we can safely say after pretty much since them adding the Jade Cargill and a J match, it's just been piled on a little more, but got some more matches added last night. Go over that in a bit. Bryan Danielson seems to be okay. More okay after his match versus Sydal. Very good match. And then Kris Statlander versus Ruby Soho left the fans kind of upset. I think I can understand, and I was wrong. But get into it first. Might as well. Ruby Soho defeated Kris Statlander in the Owen Hart semifinal match last night, and she will face Britt Baker on Double or Nothing Sunday night in the finals, which, thinking about it, I understand why Toni Storm more lost on Wednesday Dynamite, because, she just was included in AEW. She just got here, so I get it. And as far as Ruby Soho for Kris Statlander, it was a very good match. But Ruby Soho won in a bit out of the blue fashion. And, both ladies have been pretty much in a weird spot lately. Soho and Statlander have both been on dark. Obviously, Statlander's had a small, minor gimmick change. Small, minor. She cut a passionate promo before the match. It's unfortunate because both ladies deserve to be a bit better. Now I can understand also why Shadow lost, because odds are the winner of this tournament is going to go on to face Thunder Rosa after she's on with Serena D and set up her next feud, which will be good. And it seems like Kris Statlander may be next in line to face Jade Cargill. That was my thinking with predicting this match on the Dynamite review, but we'll see. We'll see. But nonetheless, thank you for joining me. If you're new to the podcast and want to see more pro wrestling reviews, Dynamite, Rampage, AEW Pro Wrestling related, find that, click the description. I posted my AEW Dynamite review on Thursday, and I will be reviewing for AEW Double or Nothing on Sunday night, but I'll have a review uploaded Monday afternoon ish. So, well, there's that to look forward to. But yeah, some good content up on the podcast as of late. But thank you, and let's get into it. So, Rampage started off with Matt Sydal versus Bryan Danielson. Straight into the action. You know, still in Vegas. But this was a solid match to open the card. And so, Sydal, he was hit with suplex over the top rope by Bryan. And then Bryan, basically I've only seen him and Nyla Rose hit this move, but hit with a knee in the back of the head of the draped over the top rope opponent. So, clearly tell he was feeling it, and his left leg seems to be definitely in better shape than it was last week. I mean, caught in between the ramp and the apron of the ring. Not good, but still just glad to see him. He's okay. He's definitely not 100%, I don't think, but he's definitely close to it, I would say. So Sydal got some offense in. He hit Hurricanrana for a 2 count. Spun over with a kick to the back of the head for another near fall. Sydal, good spot of the match. Went for a Meteora off the top rope, but was caught by Bryan into a half crab, which, fortunately for Sydal, he broke the hold. So, Sydal and Bryan were on top rope, but Sydal, so it looked like a top rope back suplex was attempted by Bryan, but Sydal counted to a sunset flip powerbomb for a good near fall. Finish match came when Bryan hit the right knee, and then instead of going for his usual stomps to the head, he landed some Jon Moxley-like elbows to the side of Sydal's head, walked in the guillotine. Sydal passed out, and Bryan Danielson gets some much momentum and a good match over Matt Sydal, heading into the Anarchy in the arena. Darby Allin, he called out Kyle O'Reilly for his attack on Sting. a week and a half ago, taking him out and challenged him to a match at Double or Nothing. And that match was made official. You know, one of the matches, I mean, should be a quality match. It just, not a lot to it and doesn't need to be on the pay-per-view, I will say. This was probably the most entertaining outside the women's match part of Rampage. The Young Bucks. So, the last couple weeks, the Hardys have called the Young Bucks Hardy Boy cosplayers. And this was the case tonight as the Young Bucks came out to the Hardys theme music and they were dressed, literally dressed, like the Hardys. Nick was dressed as Jeff. Good fashion. Matt was dressed as Matt, so that obviously worked. And then there was a little bit of a curtain in the middle, so they released the curtain and out came Gangrel. Gangrel, formerly of the Brood, with Matt and Jeff when they were the new Brood, and the original Brood was Gangrel, Edge, and Christian. But so that was a good little touch there. And they faced John Cruz and Taylor Russ. Good to see Taylor Russ get some shine, even Hanson roles. I think he's been on Dark, but good for him when he was unceremoniously cut from Dynamite on NXT. Get some shine a bit on Dark in AEW. But this was obviously academic. The Young Bucks in Taz's way were basically just mimicking the Hardys the best they could, doing some of their usual moves, poetry in motion, twist of fates, the elbow from the middle rope. For those who remember, actually, just find a little spot. So, when the Bucks were posing on the ropes prior to the match in their entrance, you'll notice that in 2010, so Matt Hardy was in a tag team match on SmackDown, pairing with Justin Gabriel, who is now, I believe, under the name PJ Black. They were going for posing on the ropes, and Hardy was going for his, this thing, and pose on the ropes, and he fell over the top rope onto the floor, and it just made for a hilarious moment as Matt Jackson recreated sort of that moment and that was a little hilarious. But yeah, pretty academic here. Did their best. Hardy's imitation. They won with a twist of fate, swanton bomb combination for the win, and the Bucks, dressed as the Hardys, win here. And it was funny. So Gangrel, who is out there with the Bucks, they were posting at the end of the match or after match, and the Bucks beat down on Gangrel, seemingly turning on him. And out came the real Hardys. And so they came down to save Gangrel. And a brawl ensued. And Gangrel, he actually landed an impaler on one of the Bucks. So nice little touch there. But yeah, should be a... I am intrigued for this match on Sunday. I mean, this is one of the matches where it's gotten a little build, but still, no, we'll definitely try to seal the show. Max Caster versus Dante Martin. They documented how these two rise from dark over the last year, and so they cut back to their previous match on Dark in 2021 and brought to light here in this match. So the Acclaimed is with the Gun Club. Anthony Bowens was in a wheelchair. Apparently, he does have a knee injury. So there's that. Well, Bowens was saying something. Dante just got tired after a good route by Caster. Landed a springboard crossbody, taking it all out. He got thrown to the steps by Billy Gunn before the match, so wasn't a DQ. This was a quality match between two. It's unfortunate because both members, their tag team partners, are both injured and hurt. So both these guys in similar situations. Ultimately, it was a nosedive by Dante for the win. Gets the victory of Caster. Quality match. It's just unfortunate being brought to light that both these teams are kind of on ice for a good while. It was a good promo pre-taped between Adam Cole and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe praised Adam Cole. Cole talked about, Joe's been one of the best guys in our industry throughout his time, and that he's left a legacy, but Adam Cole will be one of the pillars and shining lights for this company for years to come. And it will start by winning the Owen Hart Cup tournament. And Joe said Cole's time will come. This match could also potentially seal the show, I think, on Sunday night. It's going to be loaded. It's going to be packed. I mean, I'm predicting Adam Cole to win it. You know, Jay Lethal. With the way Joe's been feuding with Jay Lethal, I would not be surprised if. I mean, I could see it go either way. I could see Joe being cost the tournament. I could see Joe winning. We'll just have to see. And it's going to be fun. I'm surprised that this will be the first meeting. Definitely the first meeting in AEW. The first meeting between these two. And should be fun. Scorpio Sky. New TNT Championship celebration after Sammy Guevara, Ty Conti, and Frankie Kazarian. They messed up the old TNT title. And this new TNT title looks great. Looks great. You know, for the leathering, it looks like kind of olive-ish. Almost like a beige. Looks really nice. And where the yellow and red kind of pattern is under the nameplate or the top belt plate on the front, replaced with a nice purple. So looks just very good for Scorpio Sky. Of course, it was short-lived or cut off as it appeared on the big screen. Sammy Guevara, Ty Conti, and Frankie Kazarian, they invaded American Top Team, the Dan Lambert's gym, and they surveyed the scene. They destroyed some belt cases with the sledgehammer and such, and hijacked some titles. And Frankie Kazarian said he had the BMF belt. One, I'm sure that was Jorge Masvidal's title, or one of those, probably a copy, but nonetheless, Frankie said, well, if you guys want these back, we'll be at Vegas on Sunday. So Scorpio Sky was like, okay, we've had enough. So on Sunday, another match had mixed trios match. Sammy Guevara, Frankie Kazarian, Ty Conti versus Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, and Paige Van Zant will make her AEW in-ring debut. Now, good news is that there's 4 of the guys in this match, so she's gonna only have to carry a tiny bit of the load Although, of course, we've seen nits and bits of her on AEW television. But with a stipulation that Scorpio Sky said if Men of the Year's team wins, then Sammy Guevara and Frank Kazarian can no longer challenge for the TNT title. So that's key stipulation there. Look, I think we're all with Scorpio Sky that we're done with this feud. We're done. No more Sammy Guevara and Man of the Year. Especially now that Sammy Guevara has pretty much downgraded his appeal more and more by being with Ty Conti on television. I think that's no secret there. So, if this match is finally the blow off for this feud, okay. You know, Sammy Guevara as a wrestler on his own is too good to just be slouching over a dead feud and the TNT title. That's that. So, Ethan Page. I still think Ethan Page should be where Scorpio Sky is currently, but it is what it is. So, but yeah, this is another match that doesn't need to be on the card. But if they add a few of these matches to buy-in, then that's okay. But we'll see. We'll see. Main event. Kris Statlander versus Ruby Soho for the Owen Hart semifinal. See who faces Britt Baker at Double or Nothing in the finals. Like I said, good match. Ruby Soho wins in out of the blue fashion. So, Red Velvet talked about on Dynamite that Kris has a bad shoulder and a bad knee. So, that was vocal points for Ruby this whole match, targeting them both. Kris obviously showed off her strength. Ruby hit a top rope Hurricanrana, but Kris fired back with a sit-down powerbomb for a near fall. Ruby hit no future, but Kris fell to the outside. They rolled back in the ring after a Hurricanrana by Ruby. Kris fired back with some offense. Hit a twisting Michinoku driver for a 2 count. And then Kris tried to gorilla press Ruby like she did Red Velvet, but the shoulder was affecting Kris. Ruby went back to the knee as Kris fell down. Oklahoma roll by Ruby. 1, 2, 3. And Ruby Soho advances to Double or Nothing. After the match, Britt Baker came out onto stage with a microphone. The crowd was booing as Ruby said, "No, no, no." And Ruby said that Kris is her friend, but she hates Britt Baker and she will hurt Britt at the pay-per-view. And she did that from Grand Slam. Britt has a receipt coming, and at Double or Nothing, she's going to cash in that receipt. You know, again, like I said earlier, I love both women. You know, both have been booked bizarre, not good as of late. You know, I'm a fan of both. I love Statlander. You know, obviously she deserves more. Ruby, you know, I was also glad her being in the tournament because, you know, how she was booked. And this was almost booked in a corner for AEW because of how both deserve better, but only one can advance. So it happens, you know, Ruby versus Britt at the pay-per-view. Ruby, you know, you can see it going both ways. I mean, both can win. Both can face Thunder Rosa after Double or Nothing. It's definitely there. And I think by this loss, it probably means that Kris is going to go for the 2BS title and Jade Cargill. So I'm fine with that, but yeah, we'll see. But nonetheless, that was Rampage for you guys. Solid show, solid edition. Besides Double or Nothing getting bloated much, but still will be a very good card, very good pay-per-view. It's just being stacked more and more. I mean, what I predict, you know, yeah, it's gonna be. There's like 4 matches this card doesn't need, but we'll see. We'll see. But nonetheless, that's a review for you guys. If you like this video, click that like in the corner, leave a thumbs up. Thank you all. See you all for Monday for AEW Double or Nothing review. But nonetheless, be safe. I made Joel to love. Getting out here. See you Monday. Peace.